Yes guys, it's FTO back again with another video. Thanks for watching all my previous videos, if you have done. And thank you guys for all the Instagram comments and likes and so on. I appreciate all the love. First of all, I'm going to go straight into the big game of the week. I think personally the biggest game was Chelsea v Arsenal. Now, Chelsea obviously, as you probably know by now, won 2-0. But the biggest talking point was Diego Costa. Not for his amazing finishing, but for his persistent, what would I call it? Crying to the ref. Yes, he got Gabriel sent off and literally hit Koscielny twice in the face and got away with it. To be honest, Gabriel got himself, played by Costa. He shouldn't have got dragged into it, but obviously he did and got himself sent off. Diego Costa should have got sent off personally with the 2 hits into Koscielny's face. I'll try and have pictures and videos if I can up there somewhere. And Cazorla got himself sent off. So by the end of the game, Arsenal had 9 men. Hazard scored, which I think, to be honest, it was about time. He hasn't had the best season so far, but I'm sure it's Eden Hazard. He's a world-class player. He's definitely going to have a brilliant season. Kurt Zouma scored. Terry wasn't playing, so Kurt Zouma came in and did a brilliant job. Got a goal, as his mentor John Terry always did. So all in all, I think Chelsea deserved to win. Also, I've actually just got a notification saying that Diego Costa has been charged with violent conduct. Now, he has until a couple of days to, respond to that. But if he doesn't, and the referee panel that is, come to the conclusion that it was violent conduct, he might have a ban or a fine. I'm not too sure what exactly will happen, but I'm sure we'll all hear about it in the papers. And to be fair, he does deserve it after hitting someone in the face. If you disagree with me, I don't know why you would disagree, to be honest. But if you do, put it in the comments and let me know. If you've been watching my previous videos, you'll know that a persistent thing that keeps coming up is, lower teams beating the bigger teams. And it's happened again this week with West Ham beating Manchester City at the Etihad. To put that in context, West Ham are having an amazing season. All you West Ham fans should just be on top of the moon, going to work and to school with your heads raised up high. Because not only have you beaten City this week, West Ham have beaten Arsenal at the Emirates and Liverpool at Anfield. And to be honest, it's because of your brilliant signings over the summer. If you didn't know, they obviously signed Moses. Moses went on to score against City, and it was an amazing performance. Payet, all these signings have been great signings for West Ham, and to be honest, they deserve to win. I think personally, if you disagree, put it in the comments. Payet, for me, is someone you need to get in your fantasy football team if you haven't. I've got him in for the last, 3 weeks, and he's got me over 5 points every single game week. Secondly, Kevin De Bruyne scored an amazing goal from, I think, just outside the area. He's been a brilliant signing for City. And I think, City, first game they've lost this season. So I'm sure they'll bounce back. But brilliant performance by West Ham. Definitely deserved the win. Over to La Liga. First game I'm going to talk about is Real Madrid v Granada. Now, Real Madrid won 1-0, but the highlight for me in that game was Ronaldo walking out with a kid from Syria who was the son of a refugee. Now, a lot of people probably know about, what's going on over there, and it's sad to see little kids and little children having to run away from their country because of the war that's happening over there. So it was a good, bit of respect and also, a really nice thing that Ronaldo did. I think everyone, even the Ronaldo haters out there, appreciated Ronaldo doing that. So Benzema scored the winner, and to be honest, Real Madrid, look, it wasn't one of their high scoring games, as they usually do, the 5-0s and 4-0s, but a win's a win. And Barcelona also won 4-1, I think it was, against Levante, and Neymar dedicated his goal to Rafinha, who will be out for the rest of the season due to an ACL injury, and those are really bad. If you don't know what those, they keep you out for a long time. So it was good to see Neymar do that. But yes, both teams look to be high flying again in the Liga. Also, staying with Real Madrid, Ronaldo in the Champions League in the first game week reached 80 goals. So he's now the highest goal scorer in Champions League history. Great achievement for a great player. I think, to put that into context, that is really good. He's, past the likes of Raul, Van Nistelrooy, obviously, and Messi's not too far. So it's going to be good to see, who comes out on top at the end of the season. Guys, back to the Premier League in the game between Southampton and Manchester United. Now, obviously, we know Southampton haven't been having a great start, and the game ended 3-2, obviously, to United, as you know by now. Now, Man United had a great performance from, yes, their young star, Martial. 19, 36 million, and is already banging in goals left, right and centre for United. To be honest, I was one of the critics saying, how did United spend 36 million? But he shut me up. And once again, this week, I'm talking about him. Great goals by Martial. He's got so much confidence for a 19-year-old in front of goal. You know, more than, you know, some of the top world-class players that we've seen at United. Falcao, for example, he didn't have a great, you know, season last season for United. But Martial's come over from Monaco and, you know, shown how great a player he is. Southampton, Pella got, you know, got 2 goals, 2 great headers. One great header, I must say, but they weren't good enough. And to be honest, you can see they've lost quite a few players because the team doesn't look as gelled as it had, you know, in the last season, where they were, you know, probably had one of the best defenses after Chelsea. So to be honest, I think United, you know, deserve to win, but I'm sure Southampton, if they, you know, get their act together, should start climbing up the table again. Next, guys, I'm going to talk about the Eredivisie, which I was told by someone in a previous video in a comment saying that I should talk about the Dutch League. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do a little roundup about the Dutch League. Ajax won 2-0 against Excelsior, so they stay at the top of the table, and they have been, you know, dominating Dutch football for a while. So it'll be good to see if anyone this season can, you know, catch them up and give them a bit of a run for their money. PSV, you know, as we all know, did pretty well against, you know, United, beating them in the Champions League. However, back in their league, they've only gone and lost to Heracles, I believe their name is, and they're doing pretty well. They're usually a mid-table team, but they're actually second in the Eredivisie, which is the Dutch league. So they're doing pretty well themselves. So I will continue making videos talking about the Dutch league for all the Dutch people and, you know, anyone that wants to keep up with the Eredivisie league. Over in Serie A, Juventus have finally won a game this season. So they beat Genoa 2-0. It was a penalty from Pogba and an own goal. So they're finally up and running with a win, that is. And also, high flying still at the top of Serie A is Inter Milan. They beat Chievo 1-0. So it looks this season, right now anyway, like someone might be giving Juventus a run for their money, because they've literally been dominating Italian football for the last 4 years. They've won the league 4 years in a row. So hopefully there's a little battle there, which will, you know, make it a bit more entertaining for people like myself to talk about the league. Back to the Premier League in the Stoke v Leicester game, where, as you probably know by now, it ended 2-2. Now, the highlight for me was seeing Bojan coming back from injury. I think he was out for about 6 months, and also coming back, and not only coming back, scoring. So he's a great player, and I'm sure he's going to fit in with, you know, the likes of Shaqiri and Afellay and, you know, and Walters. Great team there. So I'm sure there's going to be great performances in the coming games. Now, Leicester, they actually came back from 2-0 down and actually, you know, equalised. And also they've done that in the previous game against Villa, I think. So, as I said in my previous video, I think Leicester are a top team, and I think they're one of those teams to watch this season. I would not be surprised with the players that they've got if they finished in the top 10. Don't quote me on it, but it's possible. Tottenham v Crystal Palace, another London derby. Tottenham won 1-0, and it was a goal from their new signing, Son. He's been amazing. I think he scored 2 goals in their Europa League game, which was a game previous to that. And to be honest, he's a breath of fresh air for Tottenham. He's, you know, closing things down. He's, you know, attacking, shooting, and he got his reward with a goal. So there it is. Harry Kane has someone there now to, you know, support him when he's going forward. And to be honest, Harry Kane still hasn't scored this season, but he didn't get the name Hurricane for no reason. I'm sure he's going to get up, you know, he's going to get those goals in the coming games. And if he doesn't, then, well, let's just say England, we've got a problem. Okay, over to the Bundesliga. I'll start with Dortmund. Dortmund won 4-0 against Bayern Leverkusen. They remain at the top of the Bundesliga. And Bayern Munich also won against Darmstadt, I believe it is. And it was a great goal in that game, by the way, by the Vidal. Now I'm going to try and get it up as I usually do somewhere here. It was an amazing goal, great finish by the midfielder, and that's why Bayern Munich were persistent in getting him. Everyone was after him in the summer, but they got him, and that's the kind of performances we can expect to see from him throughout the rest of the season. Bournemouth v Sunderland, as you know, Bournemouth won 2-0. So that's a promoted side beating an established Premier League side. As I said, I think the Premier League is the most difficult league in the world. And the highlight for that game was obviously Wilson scored once again, but Richie scored what I would say is probably goal of the season contender so far. It was an amazing goal. Chested it just outside the area and hit it on the volley, swerved, top corner, keeper no chance. It was an amazing goal. As I do every week, I'll try and get the goal, put it up here somewhere. It was an amazing goal to watch and to see, so well done to Richie. In other news, guys, Luke Shaw, as we know, broke his ankle in the game for United in the game against PSV. I can tell you, Tevez, yes, well-known Tevez, ex-Manchester United, ex-City, ex-Juventus player, ex-West Ham player also, has broken player's leg in the, I think he plays for Argentinos in their 3-1 win over Argentinos. I'll put a picture of it here somewhere. It's nasty. It's not something you want to look at if you're squeamish. But in the same game, he scored an amazing goal. It was like a little hit top corner. So just as the guy did in the United game, broke someone's leg and went on to score, Tevez did the exact same thing. It's a bit unfortunate. It happens in football. Let's hope we don't see another one. Oh, fantasy football. Oh, fantasy football. Yes, guys, you got it. It's that time again. Fantasy football, where I announce who's at the top of the league and all of that jazz. Now, this week, we've actually got two people at the top of the league. We've got a team by the name of Fat W United and Ballers FC. So that's Harry Wu and Dylan Tran. Amazing. I think they've got 306 points already. I think what game week is it? Is it game week 5? Yeah, game week 5, and they've got 306. So well done to you guys. No prizes now, but at the end of the season, be sure the person at the top of the table will definitely get a prize, and I'll probably let you guys know what that is closer to time. If you haven't joined the league, I'll put a pin in the description which you can obviously add onto your league and you can join. It's free, obviously, as you know. And finally, guys, I just want to thank you for watching. If you disagree with anything that I've mentioned, make sure you comment, or if you like anything or agree with me, make sure you comment. And thanks for watching.